Welcome to the Breakdown Space on Bloom Radio. My name is Ken Mwangi, and today I have a special guest with me. I know her as my sister. Probably unaweza introduce?
Yes. Thank you so much. My name's Nancy Mwangi. I'm 38 years old. I am a stay-at-home mother, 3 kids, and his older sister. I like pointing that out. Yes.
Yes. So, kama kawaida, the Breakdown Space manze, tunaongelea juu ya addiction, how it affects the families, how it affects the people who are addicted. Because addiction is a disease, and most people don't realize how it affects the family and the individual. Normally, watu wataenda kujudge, kusema ati huyu mtu maisha yake amepoteza nini.
I was part of the judging crew, true.
But yes, we don't really understand what goes on in the mind of the addict. It's a disease, and for the addict, addiction is the drug of choice is a solution. So the person is trying to find a solution. And the drug itself is a solution. But to the person outside looking at him, it's a problem. You see, now those are two different perspectives.
Yes.
So, tuanze venye ulinijua nikigrow. What's your first memory of me?
Oh my, you are a happy child. Ken, kuna vile tunasemanga like the older sibling takes care of the younger one. But I can't remember at a point where neza sema I really took care of you. Ulikuwa self-sufficient. You were a happy child. I was more, we can say I bullied you. You just accepted. You accepted it. You took it. No complaints. You were very driven, I can say. Yani, I never had that, that I'm protective. This is my younger sibling. No. I always felt like you had it. You had the control. Kutoka utotoni. I've never felt the need to, I have to protect my, even at school, we were in the same school. You know, I could see others, my classmates, kama wako na siblings in the younger classes, wataenda, maybe they check in. I never had that at, let me go check and see how my bro is doing today. I don't know. There was never that, ati kuna hiyo hamu ya, let me see, is he, leo ameendaje shule. I always felt you were, like you had things in control. You were a good student. At home, I can't say, okay, you got into trouble, but ile ya kawaida tu.
One thing nakumbuka, wewe ulikuwa mtu wa kusoma novels.
Yes.
Personally, I was the guy.
Okay, I think also that puts it in, because I'm introverted, so
I also think myself as an introverted person.
Really?
Yes. But sasa kenya nakumbukanga one time, like, like, cause ulikuwa unapenda kusoma sana. Mimi na mimi nilikuwa wale watu wenye, is there a movie version of it? So, at one time, dada alikuwa analeta Taifa Leo, ananiambia soma, na ananunua na make sure tena kuja kuniuliza maswali jioni.
I think that was part of the syllabus for school also.
But nakumbuka mazejo nili outsource your services.
Serious?
I used to tell you, soma, mimi naenda kucheza, utaniambia kenye inasema.
I agreed.
Yeah, we did that for some time until it backfired. So,
I don't remember that detail.
That's just how.
But I know I was good. I liked writing. Najua hata compositions, they made the yearbook at school. So, I know I was good by writing.
So, when did you first notice that there was a problem?
Not till so much later. Okay, maybe there was that distance pia, because at the time I was in Kampala. But hakukuwa na point ati mama alinipigia ama okay, because that time you were here living at home with mom, yeah? So I don't recall us having that conversation that your brother might be having a drinking problem. And hata ukikuja Kampala, the few times I saw you and you came and you'd get drunk, I assumed ni ile, we are going out, you're having a good time.
So for context, ulikuwa na waka Kampala. Ulienda Kampala nikiwa...
Was it 2008? 2008 I went to Kampala.
Yes. Your time nilikuwa from... No, 2000... Ndo ulienda Kampala? So...
the casino opened there in 2009.
Yes. Yes,
I went in 2008.
So, mina kumbuka the first time yenye nilikuja Kampala, that's when now my drinking...
Yes, you came home. I remember that day very well. You had come. My husband, we'd just come from Nairobi like the month before. And it had been his birthday. So alikuwa amepewa 2 bottles of Bacardi. And he'd been given...
That was later. That was the second time. The first time, we went to tulienda kwa club.
Together?
Pamoja. I think I was... yes, and that was the first time nilikunywa pombe.
Okay, now in from...
But now the one that you remember...
The one that I remember, yes. I remember we had lined some alcohol bottles at our place, because each year, the casino end of year party, they would get free bottle of drinks. And we weren't much drinkers at home. So we had like 3 bottles of wine. And I remember he'd carried his 2 bottles of Bacardi. So me naamka one morning, my son was Tyler. It was 2010 there, around...
I can't really remember the date,
maybe he was around, but he was young.
Yes.
Let's say around 5 years.
Yeah,
there.
Actually, that was 2010. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
He was maybe 4-5. So I remember my son, my oldest son, Tyler. Amekuja, amekimbia, ameniambia, hey, he's crying. So he's telling me, hey, Uncle Ken has, he didn't know the word passed out. So the equivalent was like he thought you were dead because you're irresponsive.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. So you were passed out. So for him, there was no equivalent of passed out. He didn't know it at the time. So he's come panicking. He's crying. So I rushed to the kitchen. Our store wasn't large. The kitchen store the space wasn't big. So you were passed out. I could see, I knew it was the alcohol because the bottles were all empty around you. My first thing was, I was so angry. I was so mad because how do you put my son in that position to find you? So my first thing was not even, is this man is okay? Is he? It was none of that. It was anger. So I'm pushing myself. I've not had, okay, you were my first experience with someone who's passed out. So I was not gentle. I was not gentle, and I'm sorry, with hindsight.
I don't remember.
With hindsight, yes. So anyway, I was really pushy. I'm trying to get you up, go have a shower. I don't know why I was insistent on the shower, because I just knew I have to get you in the bathroom. So yes, you went in the shower, but then you also passed out in the bathroom. Wow. And you were fully clothed. So my anger again redoubled. I remember my first thing, I don't know if Mom recalls this, but I was with so much anger. I'm like, Mom, I'm sending Ken back straight. I don't want him. I don't want him here anymore. What is this? This has put my son in such a... Like that was just my thoughts. My thought process wasn't, can something be wrong? Can I talk with him? Like that, it didn't cross my mind to do any of those things. Like, can we have a talk? It was just the anger.
Wow.
So I didn't handle it well.
And first of all, I want to apologize for what I put you through. I don't think I've ever apologized. Have I ever apologized, by the way?
Okay, one thing with you, Ken, you're very... Is it charismatic? That's maybe even why it took so long for me to know you have a problem. When you have you're very, like there's a way you can talk, and I'm thinking, this man is okay. So that's why I didn't know even you have a problem, because I'll ask you and you're very rational. you'll tell me, yeah, you did apologize. You'll say sorry, what. Yeah, like that you did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So at that time, I don't think I also, personally, I understood what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think I knew what was going on. I just knew that there's a problem, because every time I thought this would be the time that I will not black out. But every time it ended up the same story. I ended up blacking out,
By that time, had you been drinking for long?
I started drinking. My first drink was in Form 2, December.
16 years, huh?
Yes. So, and after that, I started sneaking in alcohol in school. So, like, it was actually a business, and I'm not proud to say
Yeah, we
it.
never. No, this is the part I'm saying. I never thought to check it because I didn't know all this. I never knew like how you trade stories. High school, we've never had such conversations.
Yes, I was very secretive,
Yes.
especially with my family, because I don't know why I didn't, like, there's this image that you had of me that I always wanted to protect as the star kid, the guy who never messes up.
Yes.
So I always wanted to protect that image. So I never used to tell you like anything bad. Like, you only saw this image that I wanted you to see. And in hindsight now, like, this was, how can I put it? It was a mask, basically. It was a mask. So I understand you, like, you always knew me as this person, because that was the person that I portrayed out there. So, but then deep down, when I was in high school, I don't think I really understood that I had a problem. I thought that I'm just having fun.
Sherehe.
Sherehe. So now when I came to understand that I had a problem, when I got to campus, because now it started affecting my schoolwork. I started failing my exams. So I was like, tukiwa nje, tunacheka huko na marafiki, I'm like, hey, tukunywe. But when I go back to my house, I'm like, I think there's a problem. I'm failing exams. I'm forging my transcripts. So the results that I'm bringing home are not my actual results.
And to point out, I didn't even know about this till much later.
So you see, now this was the secret life of Ken that you didn't know. And now this was the guy who was struggling with alcohol, who didn't know how to get
and even
out.
after, like, now that transcript thing, after I came to learn about it, I still remember thinking it was not even such a big shock, because in my mind I'm still, no, Ken is this self-assured man. Okay, yes, I knew, because you told me yourself that you'd forged these papers. But back in my mind, I still, like, that image still didn't slide. It still didn't register that, okay, this is a serious thing he has done. I still saw it as, okay, that's part of the reason why I'm saying the way you put it forward, it didn't register like you have a problem, a drinking problem.
Okay.
It didn't register to me in that sense. It was just maybe bad decision. That's what it's a bad decision. It's done.
I understand. What was the hardest part about watching me struggle, or what memory do you remember that really makes you
I can say it was, I think after you got married, yeah? You had not even been properly introduced to the lady you are living with yet. But it's a call I got from Mom. So Mother called me from Kampala. She said, please, you come down. We have to go see Ken. Kuna shida. So when I got that call, again, it still didn't alarm me. There was there's red flags, what. There was no thinking back. There's been a pattern of behavior.
Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think, like, it never clicked? Like, Ken
like
has
I
a problem.
said, okay, it's a matter of, I think I put you on a pedestal.
Okay.
This image of you that I had, like I said, I never even okay, personally, from my character as an introvert, I'm not one who calls and checks up on people. Yeah? But on you, I can really, as siblings who grew up together, it's really noticeable that we could go for long stretches of time. I won't check in. You'd try and call. Okay, you'd call. Kuna kakitu nitupie ndani. Yeah. And you weren't aggressive with it. It was just, if I say no, sawa, it's okay.
You one time called me Viva la Broca. I can't. Anyway, continue.
So I can't remember that I used to pick up the phone and say that I'm checking up on my small bro. So it's a matter of, I just thought you have your whole life figured out already. At that time already, you had started working, you had moved out, you have a wife, so it felt like, this is a progression, your life is moving on nicely. I wasn't really there for, okay, now later I came to know with mom, she said, she struggled with you, to get you to move out of the house and stuff, but from the outside looking in, it felt your life was progressing okay. So even when that call came, there was no, I didn't have that sense of alarm that my mom had, that our mom had. There was no that sense. But when we came, I remember we just stepped out of the matatu, we are walking towards, and you met us. And I could not believe, you were hugged. Is this my brother? You looked, okay, your body, you still looked okay, you're healthy, but haggard. I don't know how to explain it. There was the sense of, for lack of a better word, chokora. It just looked haggard. It looked really haggard.
Thank you, Jesus. This is a testimony now anyway.
The body was there. You looked, it's not that you were not famished or something, but you also didn't look healthy. And we came up to the house at that time. She was not there. Your partner wasn't there. I think she had moved out. I think she had returned back to her home.
What had happened, maybe I can give you a bit of a backstory. She'd gone back to Mombasa. And now she was coming back. She was supposed to come back now the next year because it was December. So she was supposed to come back the next year. And she actually told me that when she had made that decision, that when she came back and she found me still the same, she was packing her bags and leaving. Like she had already made her mind.
Okay, yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, my mom had told me around the same, something around the same lines. So, and from her talk, I don't think our mom she had really had a problem with how she had put it, because she basically told mom, come for your son.
Okay.
You come for your son.
Okay,
you've become too much. So once we talked. Again, I didn't see it as serious. So even what we leaned down so much was, hey, but your kawaife, we don't like that mouth she has on her. Why is she talking like this? And okay, this is another valuable lesson. I liked how you responded to us. It was a very mature response, which again it just leads to that point where I'm saying, this is why I didn't see like you had a problem. You're so rational in your thinking. You just told me, that's my wife. You are the one to deal with her. We should not interfere. That's, it's a private affair. You'll deal with it. Because I think we were more of, this woman is not right. It's not the right fit. And you set us straight. You told us, that's not your part. You don't have part in that. So when we came out, again, that's the first memory I have of thinking, you don't look right. That's my first memory of that. But I still didn't come out thinking it's a dire situation. No. So now we jump like it's again years, I think, yeah? It was years, maybe 3-4 years down the line when we had an incident where your friend had died and you guys had gone for mazishi, I think 1 week. And one of your friends now is the one who called. He called me and my husband and said, hey, Ken, there's something wrong. He's been drunk too much. We can no longer control.
So actually, this happened before. The incident that you're saying way years later, this incident of my friend calling you, it's the one that happened before, because it happened in 2015. Then I had not gotten my wife.
The funeral one?
Yes.
That's not the one that you came to Westlands?
That's the one. So it was in 2015, and then now this other incident was in 2016.
Oh, my events are mixed up.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so you are now... so now my friend has called you and told you that Ken is uncontrollable.
Yes. I remember living with my husband to come for you. Again, there was not that sense of urgency. So when we reached there, yes, you seemed out of it. You were, from the stories they were telling us, even they seemed unbelievable. I remember thinking, this is not Ken they're talking, this can't be my brother they're talking about. Because he told us that you were being unruly in the building. You were insulting your neighbors, like really bad insults. You're insulting people, the passers-by. Like you are there on the balcony, you're just hurling insults at people. And Kwanzaa, that really struck a chord, because I have never had you, like you've not been this, you're not one to seek out violence. I've never had you cussing. I'd never had you even confronting someone. Like there's no story where you'd ever told me up until that moment where you were in like a scenario where you're not getting along with someone. So it was completely out of character. It was unbelievable, basically. And that's the first time I remember now getting scared. I was so scared. And back of my mind, self-awareness is telling me, it's not about me. It's not you have to be, you have to be there. It's your brother. This is serious. But I just remember just thinking, oh, this is so scary. Like now it's like I'm the victim now. Like I felt like this is so it's beyond me. But one thing with my husband is he's good in such instances. What do you call
situations?
Yeah,
calming down. Eh?
Yes. So I remember we came back home with you. But your situation kept escalating. You didn't calm down at all. In fact, it went to the place where now you were hallucinating.
Yes.
And at that time, it was at night. And it was a late night because my husband, they were still up. He had a friend over at the time. My father-in-law also was up. So they were the ones who came and had slept at that time. They're the ones who came and told me, Ken is coming now too much. By the time I'm coming downstairs, I found you're talking to yourself. It was just scary. It was really, let me just say, it was a scene out of, these horror movies you see. It's like you're talking to, you're conversing with someone we can't see.
So, funny enough, in my head, it was a real conversation. Like
that was what was scary.
Yes.
I can see you're real. It's not an act. It's not.
And you guys are the ones. To you. So in my head, like you guys are the ones
sweating.
who are,
you were sweating so profusely. Then my husband said something along the lines of, "You've been standing there for really long. I don't know, about 3 hours. You're just standing in one spot. It's like you're rooted to the spot. So that again, it was another strange phenomenon. Then you were talking about some personal things that also made my husband quite angry with you. So now it reached a point where the decision came. Now we call our parents. Because now my husband, it's like he'd run out of patience with you. At one point even you took off running. You took off running in the night. No shoes. We are running now after you. I'm wondering, will he come back? I'm just crying. Basically, I didn't even have words to comfort you. I didn't know what to tell you. I didn't know how to calm. I had no idea what to do in that situation. It was There's no other word. It was just scary. So when my mom and dad, they came, the sort of relief that I'm not dealing with this anymore. There was that sort of, because I can't. I don't know how to approach this situation. So as much as I was worried for you, there's also that relief at, I won't deal with this. I won't handle this. I don't know. Like, that's why, like, these things of addiction, when you don't know.
So how did that situation affect you emotionally? Did it affect you also, like, with your relationship with your husband?
No, first emotionally, I was so scared for you, because now my view of how I saw you, it was really crumbling. And this is decades. I'm saying even in my 30s, I'm still believing you this type. Now I'm seeing this other version, and that's what made it really surreal. I didn't know how to reconcile what I had in my mind about you and what I'm seeing. I had no idea. I didn't know how to call and ask Mom, how is Ken doing? I didn't even want to know that. Like, I was scared of the answers they'd give me. I think they were the ones up. It's not me calling. I don't think I was even the one calling. It was more of, I'm so scared of finding out. I didn't want to know. I still wanted to hang on to this image. Ken is strong. He can overcome. He can, you know. I didn't want to see this vulnerable side that I was seeing. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to be honest about it. I didn't want to see it.
How did this situation specifically affect your relationship now with your family, like your husband, the in-laws?
One thing, even them, I don't think they've also dealt with the situation of, it was all a new situation for us. Even they didn't handle it well. It was more of, now he's become a nuisance. You know, we've reached a point, we've tried, but now you're a nuisance. You know. He had the sense to still follow up and see. I knew he was communicating with our dad and Mom, but there was no sense of that care. You know, there's that.
I saw care from them. They would come and talk to me because I remember even
because I didn't touch that topic at all. I didn't want to touch that topic with you. I didn't want to see that side.
I remember your husband's brother coming and talking to me like he would try and calm me down, but at that time I think I was thinking about throwing myself over, as in it was just weird. But they did come and try to talk me down. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm saying, like, with the aftermath, that is.
Okay.
In the aftermath, there was no sense of empathy. But like this guy can have. Is this a real problem? It was more of, you can't hold your liquor, Bana. No, hold your liquor. Know your limits. Why isn't he knowing his limits? It was more along those lines. Ken should just know his limit. What's up? You're now an adult. Can't be chunging you everywhere. So there was no that empathy that there might be something deeper.
Okay. So our background, our mom brought us up, and actually our parents took us to a Christian school.
Yes.
So did you feel like faith came into play during my struggles? Like, did you consider like prayer as a solution to me, to my situation?
At that time, I wasn't very spiritual. Yes, I know I prayed. It was more along the lines of, God, take care of this man, take care of my brother. I just wanted that to end. I just wanted it, God, take it away. Just take it away. I didn't try to understand. There was not that at spirituality that, okay, Mom, she'll always call and say, tusaidiane maombi. But my spirituality was not mature enough for me to give that the weight it deserved. to be serious with the prayers at that time. No.
So now when I started my recovery journey,
yes,
do you remember?
Actually, part of the reason, like, I came to understand addiction after. Much of what I've learned about addiction is after you've recovered. Yes.
Were there points where you doubted my recovery?
No. Again, this comes back to the certain way that I've always seen you. The self-assuredness that I feel you possess. So it was not... at that time when I was seeing you, remember when you were in it, that particular episode when I was talking about, I could not see it. But with time, that was never a worry for me that you would not recover. It was not something that, yes.
So my situation specifically was quite interesting. I believe, like I explained it to you, how I had my spiritual encounter and stuff. And basically I didn't have like somebody guiding me. I was basically depending on God, and how I'd gotten my revelation is to confess. So, and at some point I remember, like, there were certain things that I was brutally honest, regardless of whether it hurt the other person or not. For me, I felt like I needed to get it out there. And there are certain conversations that we had, particularly with you, that for me, I felt like I had kind of made terms with it, but you personally had not made come to terms with it. Take me through that. How
what I used to feel was, you've come into this, you've come into your own, you've realized you're in this self-awareness journey, but I felt you were forcing it. I'm not, certain issues would overlap. Yes, it's your journey. Yes, you're allowed to talk about it. But where it overlaps with my story, I don't want you to. Why are you telling what's my story? Why are you forcing? So there was a lot of anger there, because I felt you wanted me to confront certain things that I didn't want to confront. So there was a lot of anger in, okay, I appreciate and I understand that you have, this is the way you'll recover. It's this path on, this path you're on is how you will heal. But where it overlaps with my story is where I felt, why are you forcing me to be on this journey with you? I get it's where my story reaches. Don't force me to be on the same journey you're on. Yeah.
So it's something that I came to realize way later, that even after I started my recovery journey, certain tendencies that were common in my addiction followed me even through recovery. Like, the addict is a selfish person. And you see, now I was even selfish with my confessions.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yes,
that's what it felt like.
Yes. So
you had one goal. Okay, it's a good thing, but it has a bad side, because I felt you have this one goal and it does not matter who's on your path. It's just
yeah, this is something that I came to realize much later, and I was like, oh, okay, probably I should have approached it in a different way. But then we live, we learn. So that really, I remember that conversation we had, because it was something which was really personal to you. And I was like, okay, so I handled this wrongly.
Oh, I was so done with you. I had said, Sasa, if we have to cut off.
You had cut me off by the...
I was ready to say, hey, tutengane. It's good you've recovered, but wacha ikuishie hapo because... Okay, let's just be candid. It was about our father. I felt you've mended the offenses with him. Don't force me. It's not my time yet. If I'm not ready to go there, don't force the issue. And I felt you were throwing me under the bus. You're throwing me under the bus because now you've mended the offenses with him. You're throwing me under the bus to please, like it felt like you were more inclined to please him and you didn't care what I felt about it. Yes. So when I had that thought, it was not necessarily cut ties, but I felt I could no longer be honest with you about certain things. I can no longer share. I can't be open. Tutakuwa tu surface. I'll check in, but just the surface.
I'd want us to, first of all, to in the spirit of being candid.
Yes.
It's not that we are saying that it's beef with dad.
No.
It's just the normal family things.
Yes.
Yeah, of which you had not dealt with your own issues.
Yes, till now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, till now.
Personally, I'd gotten to that point where I was like, it wasn't a big deal. So it's not that we are saying that it's something bad, as it might seem. It's just a point of clarification.
Yes.
So, so how did you get to now reconcile that, where that anger that you had, that feelings of now I'm stepping into your, I'm crossing your own your boundaries. Like, how did you reconcile that anger and how did you come to terms with that?
We had a talk. Yes, because as there's one thing you've always told me, and this is the point of contention with our father. As long as you're not talking it out, it doesn't get resolved.
Yes.
So the feelings stay inside. So with you, it was also a thing of that. As long as I wasn't talking about it to you, you didn't know. So all this anger was still directed. It still had this internal anger directed at you. But there's a time I came to your place and somehow we got to talking and I explained to you my feelings on the subject. Once that was out, then there was this, I can get now past it. You've understood my side. You've heard what I had to say. So we can move past. We can move past that. I'm not holding on.
Okay. So, how did your personal healing happen? Like you've explained, we got to talk things out. But now this is with regards to me stepping over your boundaries. I believe you also had to heal from now what I put you through.
Yes.
With my addiction.
A lot of it has to do with realizing that my perception of you was very skewed because I have this tendency, maybe it's human nature, I think. When you feel someone is stronger, you don't tend to check in. I didn't tend to see like you can fall. Like you'd need somewhere. Like I was in my head. Like in my head, there's nothing you couldn't do. I had this image. There's nothing Ken can't do. I have this problem. If I want small money, Ken. If problem with my comp, I know I can get. I want something. If I want to know where to go outing, like you are jack of all trades. My plug was Ken. You knew, like I knew you knew a little bit of everything. So to me, you are this pillar. You're unshakable. Wow. So I never used to get that thing of, can I check in, see this man, how he's going on? That is why when I say my experience with addiction has come after, I had to come to that point and realize, hey, you're human. just because you've not come to me. Like me, I'll come with my problems and tell you. But just because you've not come to me does not mean you don't go through it.
Yeah.
And I realized once I come and ask you, hey Ken, how was this? You will talk it out. Okay, normally you're someone who keeps your things close to the like most of your stories I learned after like ages. Even like I have so many stories like after. Now I think I'd have known if I'd have asked at that time. But all of them, you keep things so close to your chest. So this persona that I built up in my head about you. And that's where most of the shame comes in. I really feel shame that I never came to you to ask you, hey bro, what's up? How's your life? Let's get into a deeper conversation. Not just
something that affects you till today.
Yes. I have a lot of shame and guilt that I didn't check in with you, that I didn't see it. Like that's my brother. How did I not notice? How didn't I not know? How? Yes. And why wasn't I there? Because like I'm saying, I knew it. Like, after already, like I wasn't with you in the trench. I don't know if you're understanding. I wasn't in it with you when you needed me.
Is there anything that I can do to that can maybe alleviate
No,
that
that's
shame?
on my end. Because the thing is not just to know that you're better, to be thankful that you're better. Because now I'm living in the past where you've already come out from. I have to get my mind out from there.
Oh, interesting. Looking at me now, how do you feel compared to the person you knew then?
I would say I am back to, because of the shame, that worry can't go. I have told you so many times I'll sit with mom, I feel you're okay. She'll say something and I'm triggered. And I'm triggered and I'm thinking, are you going through these problems again? Will you backslide? It's what?
Relapse.
Will you relapse? Will you have another relapse? And my worry is always, will I miss it? I'm here, I'm next to you, will I miss it? So I don't think that will ever go away. There's so many instances where I'll check myself and we are talking about you, and it's in a way of tunataka kukuchunguza, and not really in the sense that it's in the sense of like to invade. Yes. So I don't think that will ever, but that again, it stems from the guilt and the shame.
Wow. We've been getting her perspective. You've told us what it meant, how it affected you. And right now I want to switch gears and be an encouragement to families who are struggling or going through similar situations, whereby they have a loved one who is probably addicted and they don't understand addiction. So looking back and how you've gotten to learn the effects and see the effects that it had on me, learn what you've learned about addiction, what do you wish like you would have known earlier on?
Most of it is I should have been more vigilant. So that involves also checking in, being present, to check in with you, to understand that you're not just one thing, just strong. There's layers. To when mom was, she was really insistent there's something wrong. I should have given that, the gravity. She's the one who'd been with you all along. I think I should have taken time to understand that. At least she knows when you've changed. So I should have listened, been more open to listen to you, to have the patience also to understand. Because the word addiction, it was thrown around that Ken might, but I didn't give that situation enough, what do you say, the depth it deserved, to understand it, to understand you, what you're going through. Yes.
So, post-alcohol, I got into other addictions. Weed.
Yes.
Is it something that now with the alcohol, knowing that I had come out of alcohol, is it something that you saw also in weed? Like, and I know I used to hide it because I was good at hiding it.
Even
but
you're saying it now, you're telling me now. Like I knew you indulged, but again, it was that one of, it's here and there. Okay. I didn't think you had a problem. That's honest, yes.
So, the addicts normally have cross addictions,
yes,
whereby you'll have an addict is addicted to one substance, and then they end up being addicted to another substance. Like, what would your advice be for, like, let's say, a sister out there who has a brother who has experienced their brother going through this addiction, and probably now they are realizing that, so there might be another problem.
I think the first thing is patience with the person undergoing through it. For me, the major thing is to learn more about it. Even as we sit here, now I've just learned, this is a new thing I've learned. That just because you're addicted to alcohol, doesn't mean you can turn around and not be addicted to something else.
Yes.
Because, of course, I knew about the weed, but like I didn't see that being a problem. I would not have seen that being a problem. So it's a learning thing. It's, as you learn, like, I think for me, the most thing was, once I saw you go through it, I had that thing to learn about others. I watched documentaries about others with alcohol addiction. My in-laws, they have someone going through depression. I wanted to learn more about it. We had a discussion about mom. Can she be having a pill addiction? You don't want to miss the signs. So I want to learn more. I want to be able to see it. Because now myself, I'm also raising teenagers. The thing is,
you don't want to miss it.
If I'm praying not to, but if a situation was to occur such as that, I want to be able to help them through where I was not there for you. I don't want to miss it with other people in my life if they do undergo it.
Has that made you open? Has that made you overly cautious?
Oh, so much. I overthink. I build up so many scenarios. It can be something innocent. There's a day my son, one of my younger sons, I came and I found him with three these vapes. I was cleaning his room. Found them hidden. So I quickly took them up and I put them like somewhere. I wanted them to be the first thing he sees when he comes in, for him to know I've got you first of all. And we have to get to the bottom of this, you get? And when his explanation came, it was so simple. It had never even registered with me. So he told me it's another boy who actually does these things. He was scared. So he brought in for him to keep for him. Of course, I would not believe that. Of course, I would just take his word for it. So who is this other boy? I want to know him. Let's go. I want to see that it's really true. It's not yours. So for him, it was more of, where's the trust? But for me, it was also, I want to be ahead of these things. For him, he can say that I went overboard. But for me, I was thinking, I want to be, if this is happening, there's no way I'm missing it. I'll be ahead of it. And I want not necessarily punish, but I want to be there. I want,
Okay. So how has this experience now changed your perspective with grace and second chances? Like you said that your view was normally, hey, Ken, get your act together, man. Know your limits. So how has this experience now changed your perspective?
Yes, I would say now I'm not as judgmental. Before I was really quick to point fingers at you and say, you know, we are adults now. Take control over your life. It was just more, I was coming from a point of judgment. There was no empathy. So now, I tend to lead in these situations with empathy. I want to come in with an open mind. I just don't want to see someone, amelewa tu, here, you'll hear in the neighborhood, someone is drunken. I don't want to go with, we know them. That's how they're the drunkard of the, I don't want to lead with that. So,
the stereotyping.
Yes. I want to lead more with, there might be something more to this. It's not just that's a drunkard and let's move on. There's the drunkards are wako wengi. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a phase, sometimes also we think it's a phase, Like my son now, he's approaching his 20s. We have that thing, you only live once, Enjoy your 20s as much as you can. I don't want it to be, it's a phase, he'll have to grow. So, like I said, not to lead with that judgment or to give it, you're not giving weight to it.
So I want you to look at that camera there and give a word of encouragement to families out there.
I would like to say, there's hope. There's so many stories Ken has told me in the aftermath after we came to learn about his addiction, and I think maybe it's a saving grace that I didn't know at the time. Because for sure, sometimes I think back and I'm like, we'd have lost you. You had so many mishaps. Right now we can talk about them and laugh.
Yeah.
Like that one, that one you said you were attacked and, someone's life stole your ear off. That's a story like I used to laugh with my boys. Hey, Ken is gangster. Some guy just, he went, he was attacked, some guy cut his ear off. He said he's gangster. But...
Well, in the real sense, that wasn't the story. That was a lie, yeah? You do know that.
Okay.
Somebody bit my ear off. It wasn't.
No, anyway, but the lesson here to learn is there's hope.
Yeah.
You got over it, you got well, and the same will happen. Then there's prayer. Hey, faith, man. I think really our mother's prayers. Hey.
Yeah.
She rallied. She really rallied behind you. She's the one also who made me also. Okay, not just seeing you, but also, that pushing me, hey, wewe, tushikane tena, we have to ombea Ken. So many times she's called me with that call and saying, as the years grew on, the more my faith grew. Because, we would pray, we would see a change. We would pray and we would see, God working in your life. So that also, the prayers also helped. And like I said, also learning. So they're in this addiction. I learned about it also. I researched,
Yeah.
So we learn the mistakes that I made. I learned about them. I'm still having the grace to, look back and not dwell on it so much. Because also, but I've to learn from this, to learn through the journey also.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nancy. This has really been an eye-opener. There's some things that I didn't know of. Like, for instance, I didn't really know that you're still struggling with shame. And my prayer to you is that you overcome it. And
I really regret not seeing it with you. It's my biggest regret. Because I have that responsibility of I'm the firstborn. Then there's this thing that you've told me once, that I bought you your first drink. Hey, man, it weighs me down. I'm the one who gave this man the first. Should I have been... like, if I could go back in time. You know.
Well, you bought it, but it's not like I had not drunk before.
But still, like, I have that, there's an association with...
Oh, the first time I got drunk.
There's that association.
The first time I got drunk.
Yes.
That's clarification. Anyway.
And it was under my care, because, you'd come to visit me, and I did this, so there's that, that I can't get over.
So, would you advise differently?
In what sense?
Like, if the same situation, like what presents itself, with the knowledge that you have now, knowledge that you have now,
yes,
would you have done it differently?
I'm not sure, because again, we still have that. The other day I attended a friend's birthday, 21st birthday. You still carry alcohol, as a gift.
Oh.
So I'm not sure that I'd have done differently, but the shame just comes with, that's what, like, I feel that's what led you down this path of destruction. So I'm not really sure maybe that I'd have done it differently, but knowing that is what set you down that path. Yes, is what I struggle with.
Okay, personally, from my side, I don't have anything against you, by the way, just so that we are clear. If at all you think
yes, of course.
Yes. And I really hope that you are able to get to terms with it. For you to be able also to like move on.
Okay.
If it's something that is really weighing down on you, my prayer is that you really it leaves you. This has been the Breakdown Space on Bloom Radio. It's unfortunate that families have to be dragged into the shenanigans of the addict. But we really have to understand that the addict is battling so many things. The addict is a sick person. The addict is mentally sick, and for the addict, the drug of choice is a solution. For the outside world looking in, the drug of choice is a problem. But with a mentality that it's a solution for the addict, you see, it's something that he or she finds comfort in. So probably it's us as a society to change our mentality on how we approach these situations. As the families of the addict, it's probably time we changed our perspective. Approach it with love. Love covers a multitude of sins. This is something that, you see, the addict will constantly hear it outside there. Wewe ni mlevi. Wewe, you are amounting to nothing. This is something that he himself or she or herself, like the addict is telling themselves these things. The addict is already putting themselves down. They don't need to hear it also from the family. You need to see the best in them and let them know that you see the best in them. This will go a long way in healing the addict. This has been the Breakdown Space on Bloom Radio. My name is Ken Mwangi. Our guest for today has been Nancy Mwangi, my sister. Until next time, keep it locked on Bloom Radio.